90% of football content on the internet is saved by coaches and never to be seen again.
Man, and we could not stop them. Could not stop them.
In this video, we're going to show you how to organize all the new schemes and all the new drills that you may find online. And even at the end, we're going to give you a template that you can steal. If you're new here, my name is Chris Haddad. I'm the founder of Victory Sports and also a high school football coach where I coach with my father and my brother, where we've taken our small town program from 28 players to now close to 100, have won multiple awards, and have built a winning foundation. So if you're like me, you probably are spending any moment that you have on Twitter, Facebook groups, TikTok, Instagram, any social media platform just to find new football content. And like most of us, what you probably do is you probably find it, you'll save it or you'll bookmark it, and then you'll continue scrolling to find the next best thing. Now, what 90% of coaches do is they'll save it or they'll bookmark it, and then they'll never come back to it, or they'll just have so much data that you just don't know how to sort through it. So how do you take all that data that you save and actually make it usable for your offseason and for your coaches? So this also applies to going to actual clinics, whether it be a Glacier clinic, a local clinic, or just any clinics now that you're actually in full swing with clinic season. And one thing that I always try to do is I have my notes app right here, and you can see all I do is I take pictures if the clinician allows me to take pictures. And then I put all my notes in between it. So you're seeing all there. That's all what I do when I go to clinics is I'm able to sit down, take pictures, type any thoughts that I have about that clinic that maybe we can use into our program, and then I can go back and see it later. But again, what do you do with all of this data? I have all these notes. You can see how long this actually goes on, and we're only in March at the time of filming this video. So, from January to March, I have all those notes and all those pictures and videos to go through. So what do you do with all that data? What do I do with all the drills that are on Twitter? So we actually use this template here. And again, I really want you to steal this template because I think it helps out tremendously. So this is the template that we'll use, and I cleared it out completely. That way you can see what's going on inside this template. So for me, I'm a defensive coordinator. I also coach wide receivers, but me and my defensive staff will use this template. Again, if you're an offensive coach, you can do the same. Very easy to make. You just go in and create it. But if you do want this template, you can check the link below. It's inside of our program builder. But essentially what you're trying to do is everything that I have from Twitter, I'm just going to brain dump into here, okay? So our staff, we meet every single Monday night just for 1 hour. And every week we're going to go into this document and see what other coaches are finding around the internet. And that way we can talk about it. And we really just try to pile everything in that we find. And then if it's something we can install, cool. If it's not, then we just scrap it. So for instance, if I'm looking around Twitter and I find a blitz path that I like. Let me go find a pressure path and we'll come back in just a second. All right, so we'll use this as an example. Our good friend Cody Alexander does a great job with defensive content. So if I like this text stunt that he has on the right side here, so what I'll do is normally what a lot of coaches will do is they'll bookmark it, they'll like it, and then they'll keep scrolling. But again, if you have 500 bookmarks, it's going to be so overwhelming to just sit down one day and just go through it. So again, I'm looking to meet with my staff every week, and we're looking to, in the off season, just see what we like and what we don't like. So what I usually do is I'll just copy the link here. I'll go back to this offseason template, and this is going to be a blitz stunt pressure path. I'll post that link in there, and then I could even, and this is what sometimes I'll do too, is I'll just hit copy image. I'll come back up here, and then I'll just paste this image in here, shrink it down. And now when I talk about the text stunt to my coaches, again, we have the text stunt here with the link that we're talking about. So now we have our text stunt that we can quickly reference. And again, as you're going through with your coaches, hey, do we like this text stunt? We do. Okay, let's install it. And then we can go through it and just track everything that we're trying to do. So now you're not thumbing through endless feeds trying to find all the information you have because you have 10 to 15 drills on Twitter you like, and then another 25 on Facebook, and then another 30 on Instagram, and it's just everywhere. So I highly recommend creating this document. That way you guys can stay organized. And if you're looking at this from an offensive perspective, could you do formations you like, shifts you like, play variations you like with tags and certain things to get your H-back involved, RPOs that you like, the techniques, drills, and quotes. It's just things that I find around the internet that I just throw into here. But again, I think the biggest thing is once you get organized with this sheet is to actually bring your coaches on with you and then go through everything. Every coach, the way we best found to organize it is we'll go to this tab now too. So let's say we are going to meet. Today's date is the 12th of the recording this, so 3/14/25, and we'll say we're meeting tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass the ball around so everybody gets a chance to speak. So Chris will talk for 10 minutes, Steve will talk for 10 minutes, Tom 10 minutes, and then Danny for 10 minutes. And what we're doing is, hey, you have 10 minutes to go around and say exactly what you found and talk about it. That way, a lot of times when you get together with your coaches, you just want to BS the entire time and the meeting takes so long. This way you're structured. It's 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Everyone gets to say what they see. If the group likes what we're doing, obviously a defense coordinator or offense coordinator will have final say, but it's a way to get everybody involved and it's a way to get your entire coaching staff involved. A lot of times what I hear from coordinators is that they are doing all of the work. And the assistants just kind of show up in August and say, okay, well, what are we doing? So to get them involved is just say, hey, find me one thing a week. That's it. Or even two things a week that we can talk about on Monday. If you don't want to meet every week, meet every other Monday. All right. But at least they're going out finding things and they're part of building this defensive structure. I think if you just show up and just say, hey, on Monday, I'm going to talk for 60 minutes. You're going to sit there and listen. You're going to lose your coaching staff. So I found this to work very well with our coaching staff. It allows everyone to put input in. Coaches can ask questions about certain things they may not be sure of. That's another thing that we've also come across where some coaches are like, hey, I'm not sure how this works. Can you explain it to me a little bit better? And then you can tie in, obviously, the new stunts, the new games, the new coverages into your current structure. This is the best way we found to get your coaching staff involved. If you want to take a look at your overall structure of how you guys operate in season and off season, be sure to check out the program builder below, and we're happy to work with you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you check out this video here next. We'll see you next time.